Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Always Almost There. Day After Show Live tour is in full swing. We have our last improper Goose show until Vegas, I guess, to talk about here today. And when I say improper, I just mean not a two-set headlining performance. I'm here with my good friend Garrett today. Garrett, how are you doing?
I'm good. Coming back from Sturgill Red Rocks this week, and it was nice to have a stream last night. It's good for Thor to be back.
Got the stream up after a little while, a little hiccup, but we got it. Well, before we dive into last night's show from Madison, of course, want to take a moment to talk about our incredible partnership with Hannah and Kate, the Cacao Girls, that's going on this fall tour. So if you've ever wanted to elevate your concert experience beyond your usual pre-show routine, Hannah and Kate have created something amazing called the Conscious Pregame. Whether you're at the show or on the couch, they guide you through cacao ceremonies and meditative rituals to ground your energy, open your heart, and connect more deeply with the music, the moment, and the community. They lead these pre-games for fans and the band. If you've ever seen those white mugs on stage, that's the cacao or chalky milk, which helps everyone get on the same wavelength for the show. Visit www.hannahandkate.com. That's Kait, or click the link in the description and use code AATPOD at checkout for 15% off any purchase over $25. That includes in-person tickets to their October 3rd Conscious Pregame in Richmond, at-home cacao kits for couch tour, and bags of cacao for you to make your own drinks on your own time. And I believe those Richmond tickets are selling fast, so get them while you still can.
Highly recommend those ceremonies. I've done a few now, and very grounding before shows.
Hell yeah, they are indeed. All right, let's talk about last night. Arena show. This is the first co-headline thing Goose has done outside of Taboose, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And yeah, the relationship between Goose and Mountjoy goes back a few years. Rick has played with Mountjoy a few times. Their performances at Noah Khan's Out of the Blue Fest have kind of coincided with being right before Dead Ahead the last couple of years. So Rick has been down there, got to collaborate, and of course, our very own Andrew Getty does the programming for Mountjoy's light rig in advance, and Loomis also was their sound guy for a while, and until he joined Goose, actually. But that light rig last night, which for those who don't know, Getty got to use a hybrid of the Goose rig and the Mountjoy rig. And my takeaway, I don't know if you feel the same way, Garrett, but my takeaway is we need that giant circle thing.
That giant circle thing was really cool. It kind of reminded me at Viva El Gonzo. They had in the back of Viva El Gonzo this giant light like circle thing that you could like sit under on couches. We know some people that had a good time over there.
Yes,
and
I'm one of them. But some people had a really good time.
Very good time, and it was a super cool light rig. It was the summer and fall. The summer rig on steroids, and maybe a preview for what Goose can eventually do in the future as they keep growing.
Exactly. Well, yeah, let's see what happens. But at any rate, it was really cool to see, and rare that a co-headline event such as this results in that kind of effect, because you don't usually get two lighting directors who happen to, or a lighting director who happens to program for bands like that. But so tight little, I guess, 75 to 80 minute set last night. It was advertised as 90, but I think both bands played a little bit under so they could do fun collaborative encore. But so here's the set. We can just talk about it all in one go. Playing the hits: Animal, Royal, Your Direction, Arcadia, Creatures, Slow Ready, Give It Time. Don't Leave Me This Way was unfortunately cut from the set, which I think would have been great. It was interesting. Neither of us were in attendance last night, but it was interesting seeing pictures, and it did not look very full in that arena for Goose's set.
No, and I have friends that were there that were texting like before the show, and they were like, "No one's here." I mean, Mountjoy is in terms of like monthly listeners and
the bigger band.
Yep. They're the bigger band, which makes sense. But I would have thought, given the collaborations in the past, it's billed as co-headline, there might have been a few more people there. But from what I was told, it also started to fill up about midway through Goose's set and got pretty full by the end.
Well, shame on you if you're a Mountjoy fan and you didn't get there for Goose. Your loss. But this is also the first show where Goose has had their full gear back. I'm curious whose PA they used. But the whole crew is back. The video crew, the lighting crew, etc. At home in the rig, which was great. But yeah, tight set, playing the hits. I feel like the band might be getting a little bit tired of sets like this at this point. That Burlington broke it up nicely, but this has been the last, 7 of the last 8 shows or something like that have been, you're going to play Animal, you're going to play Royal, you're going to play Your Direction, you're going to play Arcadia, you're going to play Give It Time. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see some longer gaps on some of these songs on this upcoming tour as they kind of get excited to play, deeper cuts from the catalog.
Yeah, very true. Royal, it's newer. It hasn't been played as much as I thought it would have been. They at the beginning, I guess they were doing the Royal Madalena in the first few shows come after they were released, but now it's kind of been an or. You're getting a Royal or a Madalena instead of both of the new songs in the show. But yeah, the rest of the songs. This was a set for, it was a pretty easygoing set. There was no deep cuts. There was no. It was for college kids and fans of Mountjoy to kind of get a taste of Goose and the sampler pack from their short poppy songs, the Your Directions, the Royals to their Uncy, Goonsy, like creatures. But yeah, it was like, it made sense to open with Animal. It's one of their more popular songs that a lot of non-Goose fans catch on to pretty easy. Nothing stand out from that Animal. It was a pretty standard 2025 jam, but I will say the standard 2025 jam has really made it less stale than it was the last few years. So even a standard Animal, I'll take it.
It's good. Yeah. It's funny in this set that it's all pretty standard run-of-the-mill Goose. Arcadia, it's only 13 minutes or so, but you get some nice little stretching in there. And then Creatures, there's just 5 minutes of just hardcore Goons in this, which is crazy. It feels out of place in this set, and I wish it could have gone longer, but it's so intense.
Yes, it got that dark Goons. It had that. Yeah. Rick's tone is the factory fiction, nasty
growl. Yeah. And Cotter's just a machine. This is ridiculous. The ARP is back. Also, the arpeggiator. Neil and I spent a while on Monday talking about how they had done the Goons without it. But now it's back. Interesting here. Peter, I think, spent the whole jam doing synthesizer knob stuff. So we didn't get to the point where he went on the guitar and started shredding there. But this is still, it's interesting because now this is, we got the ARP back, but this is a heavier brand of the Goons that we haven't really heard yet. So I'm curious to see, again, going forward, how this continues to develop.
Yeah. And I guess I have a wondering, in previous years with jamming, they would start in a typical way coming out of a song and then just seeing where it goes. But it seems like every show is getting a Goons jam this year, starting in June. So I'm wondering if the band before the show is having a conversation of what song is gonna get that jam.
I think so. I think so too, because of the way that Cotter immediately slips into that beat and they immediately start teeing it up when that happens. I think there 100% is a discussion in Burlington, for example, they were yeah, we're going to do this Goons thing in the Atlas Dogs last night. We're going to do it in the Creatures. And then I'm sure from there, it's where the Goons goes and how long it goes and etc. is open-ended, but it seems like there's definitely a decision that where they're going to put it.
Yeah. But yeah, the none of these versions were long 20-30 minute versions, but it's nice that they were able to jam a little bit and get a little more extension. I guess a friend of mine that was there overheard someone. Was that you that sent it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody said that the person next to them was saying about how this band doesn't have enough songs to fill their sets; they have to be all instrumental, which is a
Yes.
pretty funny. It's a pretty funny way to look at Goose.
Yep. Which is interesting because if you like listen to the Gorge set, there really
No,
wasn't jamming in
I
there.
know,
It's
and I would have responded to that person last night if I were there and been like, "There's not enough instrumental in this set. Too many songs."
yes.
So that's the
Um,
fun part. And then we get collaborative encore, something we did not get on Taboo's tour. But collaborative encore, Matt Joy played their set, and then they brought up all four members of Goose. Caught her playing that like cocktail kit, kind of like in the back corner, little like kind of funny looking.
it's like a toy kit.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was like that was just funny to watch. Like it looked like he had like one microphone near it. But we did get some cool song choices here. We got 3 songs. We got Ocean Man by Ween, Astrovan, which is a Mount Joy song, and What's Up. Now I would like to say, by the way, that playing What's Up without a Peter Positivity rap should not be allowed. And I know it was Mountjoy with Goose sitting in, but like you got to recognize that Peter is on stage. Let the man rap.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, the other day, so I was at Red Rocks for Sturgill the other day. Only my second time at Red Rocks. The first time was Goose 2022. I missed the 23 shows, but everyone always said after the 23 shows that What's Up was just such a powerful, special moment and singing along and being at Stu, like, and being like a little bit further up in Red Rocks and stuff, like just imagining what that could have been like. So it was kind of cool for them to bring that back last night and get the whole stadium singing along, and it's just a great crowd song.
Yep.
I was surprised they didn't try to reprise Cali Magic and get a do-over there.
I'm happy they didn't, personally.
That's fair.
Leave that in the past. We don't need fair. We don't need to try again. But yeah, it was cool to see the collaboration. It's clear that Matt Quinn, who's the front man, the lead singer of Mount Joy, and Rick have some great chemistry. It's clear that they're friends. And so it's cool that, lining up these tours and doing this co-headline gig. And I think that if Goose were going the more Mount Joy route of like being a more pop band, like, this is a tour that could be great for both bands. But I think because of the kind of band that Goose is and the fact that they do love jamming, this did kind of impede them doing a thing, especially, as we've talked about, like there are not that many shows left in this year. And so to, have more 80-minute jamless sets.
Yeah.
Not the best.
Yeah. And I'm interested to see so thinking about like the Mount Joy crowd and who would have been attending, like they tailored a set to try to win people from that crowd. The next one is Rise, which is more of an EDM festival, even though
EDM and John Mayer crowd.
And John Mayer, yes. Goose and John Mayer are the only actual bands that are playing at this festival. So it'll be interesting to see how they tailor the set. I'm assuming Rise will get a fast, slow, like stuff that'll appease that EDM crowd. So I'm interested to see having another one-off.
What are they playing for, an hour?
Yeah, they have an hour.
60-minute Goose medley of songs. Just keep it going through and just yeah.
But I am very excited, as you said earlier. Like, there's only one more tiny show this year. The rest are like straight up Goose shows, and I bet they're itching to get back into.
And the Halloween is 2 sets, headlining performance. So we've got Goose on the horizon. Starting tomorrow, we've got 2 full weeks of Goose shows, which is fantastic. I'm really excited to see them a bunch starting next week in Louisville. But it's going to be great. And I think this was, last night in Madison was a great execution of what the night could have been. And I appreciate that they did do that collaboration at the end rather than like just having like Matt sit in with Goose and Rick sit in with Mount Joy, which, both of which have happened before, one resulting in better music than the other. But I think that collaborative encore was really cool. I don't know Mountjoy well enough to know if something like Ocean Man is in their regular rotation. But if not, like that's a fun cover to pick for sure.
I think Matthew Ross said in the chat Ocean Man was on a 23 show gap, so maybe they do
play it.
They do play it. Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of last night's show in Madison. Garrett, thank you for joining me. Of course, always a pleasure to have you here. And we'll be back this weekend, Saturday and Sunday podcasts for the shows tomorrow and Saturday in Michigan and Chicago. And to tide you over while you wait, tonight at 8 p.m., full video premiere of the Burlington show, which is also streaming on Nugs. The audio, we are now only missing Fredericton, the New Brunswick show from last week. Otherwise, we are up to date. And getting those boards fast last night is fantastic because hopefully it means that's going to be the thing for the rest of this tour. But very excited. We'll see you this weekend. I'm going to have a lot of fun seeing fish and then catching up on Goose and then podcasting about Goose this weekend, which is, it's gonna be a fun time.
Yes.
But Garrett, thank you so much for joining me. Once again, everybody, reminder, you can visit hannahandkate.com and use code AATPOD for 15% off any purchase over $25. Get those Richmond cacao ceremony tickets, people, before you can't anymore. You will wish you could be there. All right, we will see everybody on Saturday. Keep your eye on our socials for announcements of what time these podcasts are going to be over the weekend. Have yourselves a fantastic Thursday night. We will see you very soon. Peace.